On every exhale, just sinking in a little more deeply. We're going to come into some simple breath work from here. So just joining together the index fingers and the thumbs will make a diamond shape with the hands, and take that diamond shape to your lower belly here. And then just breathe. To breathe in, finding that expansion across the chest and the belly, index fingers and thumbs will separate. And as you breathe out, the index fingers and thumbs will come back together. Just breathing in and out there, opening up the brow. That expansion across the chest as the belly rises, the index fingers and thumbs separate. As the belly falls, the index fingers and thumbs turn back together. Stay with us for a couple more rounds of breath. Nice and easy here, just breathing in and out. Slowly, using the hands, the arms at your sides. Take the hands to the outsides of the knees, so draw the knees toward one another here. Just slide your blocks out of the way from here. Walk the feet out to the edge of the mat. And drop the knees in toward the center. You can take the arms up overhead and bend the elbows. And then nice and easy, start to windshield wiper out the legs, dropping the knees to the right and on the left. The next time you drop your knees toward the left, just go ahead and look over that right shoulder and direct your breath into that whole right side. As you inhale, looking back toward the center, the knees over to the right this time, and then directing your breath into that whole left side. Releasing back to the center. Go ahead and wrap your arms around the knees, up. Drawing the knees in toward the chest. And then slide the hands to the outsides of the knees and just give yourself a little circle here. Circling clockwise, a couple of rounds, and then counterclockwise. Letting that low back release down into the floor and then peel away. From here, keep your right knee hugging in toward your chest and just lengthen this left leg long onto your mat. Release the fingers underneath the knee here. And really give your knee a tug, releasing to the front of that hip. And we'll start some circles. Just allowing the low back to rest into the floor and then peel away. Circling in one direction here and then the other, nice and easy. Next time that you give your knee a hug, scoot your hips a bit to your right here and just take the knee all the way across the body. Take this left hand to the outside of the knee and let the weight of that right shoulder blade release. Coming into a twist, take a deep breath in here. Exhale, twisting out. Unwind the spine here. Back onto your back. Slide the hands back behind this right thigh and just lengthen through that right leg. And then from here, you can bend the knee in and then lengthen away. And just go through that a couple more times, moving with your breath. Next time you lengthen your leg, go ahead and hold. Keep the hands back behind the thigh, or slide the hands to the calf, and then peel the upper body away from your mat. Draw your forehead towards your knee. Take the breath in. And then take that entire exhale to slowly lower that leg all the way down to the mat, finding that lengthening through that whole right side. Maybe that right leg feels a little longer here. And we'll give the left knee a hug. So releasing the fingers up underneath the knee, drawing your knee in toward your chest, start to release through the front of that left hip. And then start your same circle, circling clockwise, letting that sacrum press down into the floor and then peel away. And then from here, circling counterclockwise, nice and easy. Next time you give your knee a hug, draw your knee in toward the chest. Scoot your hips maybe 2 inches to the left this time. Drop the knee across the body and take a twist out to your right. Let the weight of that left shoulder blade release into the floor. If you like, you can prop that knee up with a block or a blanket. And then taking that right hand to the outside of the knee. Twisting out on the breath. Nice and easy, just unwind here. Coming back onto the back. The hands back behind that left thigh and just lengthen the leg. And then we'll bend the knee in. Lengthen the leg, moving from your knee joint here. If you like, you can point the toes as you lengthen and then flex as you draw the foot in toward the sitting bone. And then on this last one, lengthening the leg here and just hold. Staying here, sliding the hands back behind the calf and peel the upper body away from the mat. Draw your forehead towards your knee. And slowly lengthening through that leg. Keep the leg actively engaged as you float it all the way back down to the floor. And then just take a moment to observe the difference in the hips. That left leg might feel a little longer here. And we'll give both knees a hug here. And this time, go ahead and roll over onto your right side. Using your upper body strength, let the head be the last to come up. Press your way up to a seat. And you can slide a block or maybe a blanket underneath the seat here. Stay up nice and tall. Lengthen the crown of the head up toward the ceiling. Shrug your shoulders up by the ears and just bring your shoulder blades onto your back. Rest the hands on the thighs. Allow the eyes to close. Relax your jaw. Soften your face. And then joining the palms together over the heart. Bring your thumbs right to heart center. Take a moment, allowing an intention to rise. Feel that intention with the sound of one more. So inhaling. Take a breath. Exhale, open the eyes. But keep your hands where they are, and we'll start by spreading the fingers. Making contact together for the index fingers, the thumbs, the pinkies. From the pinkies pressing, broadening across your chest a bit, and then from that broadening, just take your arms all the way up overhead. And as you exhale, releasing your hands back together over your heart. As you inhale, the palms will press, the arms will reach. Lifting the gaze here, exhale, releasing your hands back together over heart center. One more like that, inhale, palms press. See if you can straighten through the elbows if you're able. Exhale, releasing the hands over your heart. This next breath in, take the arms all the way up. We'll interlace the fingers from here, invert your palms, and really reach them up toward the ceiling. Find this lift up even as you sink the sitting bones down. Both sides of the waist are long. Take a breath in. We'll exhale, bend the elbows here. And then let that right elbow bend nestle the back of the head into the arm. And then breathe into the stretch for the shoulders. Get a little taller, lengthening up through the crown of the head. Take a breath in. Take that entire out breath to release this hand down. And we'll slide this other hand back behind your head. Gaze up towards your elbow here. And as you exhale, round and fold. As you peel out, open across your chest. Breathe into that side waist. Exhale, round and fold over. One more like that. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale as you round and fold over. The next time you peel out, go ahead and extend this arm all the way alongside your ear. Take a side bend over to your right. And then see if you can ground out for that sitting bone as you do. Find a little more length out for your fingertips. Keep the chest turning up from here. Maybe lift the gaze. One more breath in. We'll sweep this hand down, reach the floor, draw your forehead towards your knee. Allow for that left shoulder to drop a bit. And then taking a breath in as you exhale, sliding this hand to the outside of the knee. Take your other hand, bring it back behind you, grow tall first. And as you exhale, start to make your way into this twist. So as you inhale, crown of the head reaches toward the ceiling. Exhale, think of the ribs wrapping around the head and neck. Inhale, grow tall. And then deepening this twist. One more breath. Staying in the twist here, take this other arm alongside your ear and direct some breath into that whole right side. We'll take a breath in and sweep this hand down. Find your other knee from here. Relax the back of the neck. As you inhale, slide the hands up by the shoulders and then lengthen through your belly. On an exhale, rounding and folding forward. So as you peel up, the belly lengthens, the elbows will lift. Exhale, round and fold over. One more like that. Inhale, lengthening. Create a space between the vertebrae. Exhale as you round. And on your next breath in, we'll unwind the arms. Back stroking the arms all the way back behind you. Come to fingertips, bend your elbows just a bit here. And then from there, lift your heart, allow the chest to lift, a little back bend. One more breath. Nice and easy, rocking back to your sitting bones. Just switch the crossing of the legs. Rejoining the palms over the heart. Press the palms together here. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, releasing the hands over heart center. So palms press, arms reach. See if you can straighten the elbows if you're able. Lifting the gaze. Exhale, releasing the hands to heart center. Once again, a little bit of a back bend here. Easing toward your thumbs. Exhale, release the hands over the heart. And then breathing in, reach the arms back up. Take the opposite, interlace the fingers here if you can remember. And with the palms, find that lift up as you sink down from the sitting bones. Find a little more length, a little more reach. Breath in, exhale, bend the elbows. This time allowing that left elbow to drop down, nestle the back of the head into the arm. And then stay here, breathing into this opening through the shoulders. Take another breath. Take that entire out breath to release this hand to the floor. Sliding this hand back behind your head, ease up. Exhale, folding over, drawing it toward that other elbow. Inhale, peeling out, open across your chest. Exhale, round and fold. One more like that. Inhale, lengthening, breathing into your side waist here. Exhale, round and fold. The next time that you peel out, extend this arm all the way alongside your ear. And then notice if the shoulder's creeping up by the ear. Can you bring your shoulder blade out to your back? Notice if this hip is lifting. Can you round it down a bit more and find a little more length out through those fingertips? Turn the gaze up. Take a breath in. We'll sweep this hand down. Draw your forehead towards your knee. Allow the weight of the head to drop. See if you can allow the weight of that right shoulder to release from the floor. And this time, taking a breath in, we'll sweep this hand to the outside of the knee. Take your other hand, bring it back behind you, grow a little taller. From here, start to build your way into this twist. So the crown of the head will lengthen up toward the ceiling. As you exhale, deepening this twist, so ribs wrapping around head and neck. One more breath in, grow tall. Deepening the twist, and then staying in this twist, take this other arm, bring it alongside the ear, and take a side bend in your other direction. Keeping the chest turning up, breathing into those left ribs. One more breath, we'll sweep this hand down, find your other knee, and fold over, relax the back. As you inhale, slide the hands up by the shoulders, lift the elbows, lengthen the belly, exhale round, fold all the way forward. As you peel up, belly lengthens, lift your heart, lift the chest. Exhale, round and fold over. One more like that. Inhale, lengthening the belly. Exhale as you fold and round. The next time you breathe in, go ahead and open all the way up. And backstart the arms back behind you. Kind of fingertips here, lifting the heart, lift the chest. A little bit of a back bend, one more breath. And then nice and easy, releasing. We'll slide off the blanket or the blocks. And then if you want to, you can bring that blanket up underneath the knees here for support, and we'll come on to hands and knees. So bringing the hips and knees in line, stack your shoulders and your wrists, spread the fingers here, pressing down into the floor for the finger pads and knuckle pads, and then just shifting forward and back just a little. So opening up through the wrist, keep the fingers spread, weight pressing down into all parts of the hands, just kind of rocking back and forth, opening up the wrists. And the next time you shift forward, we're going to take a little circle, keeping the fingers spread. Warming up the wrists a bit, circling clockwise a few times, nice and easy. And then circling counterclockwise here. And after you've gone through a couple more circles, then going to make your way back to the middle, and we'll just drop the belly and extend the heart as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, think of curling the tail unders around all the way up. So as you inhale, the belly will drop. From there, the heart lifts. And as you exhale, really pressing into the hands as you curl your tail under. And then just moving through cat and cow here, moving with your breath. Warming up the spine, should feel nice. And then the next time that you curl your tail under, see if you can close your eyes and start to lead with the tail. We'll turn this into a progressive cat-cow from there, lifting the tail, then the belly drops, then the heart lifts, then the head and neck follow. And then curl the tail under, initiating from the tailbone, rounding all the way up, lasting conception toward the chest. And then moving back and forth, kind of like a progressive cat-cow here. The tail curls under the spine, around, lasting, you can up shoulders, neck, and then the head. And then lifting the tail. From there, the belly will drop, from there, the heart will lift, and then lift the knees. And this next time that you round all the way up into cat, kind of here over that right shoulder. And then we'll come back through the middle, curling the tail under, here over the left shoulder, let your hips reach over to the left. And go back and forth a couple of times, so kind of like a sideways cat-cow, if you will. Moving side to side, hips reach to the right, easing over that right shoulder, and then hips reach to the left, breezing over that left shoulder. And then the next time that you curl up into a cat, go ahead and separate the knees a little wider apart. Bring your big toes together, sink your hips all the way back toward the heels. Inch the fingertips out long in front of you here, rest in the forehead. We'll take a breath and just walk it out to the right. You can stack that left palm over top the right if you like. Reach the hips over to the left and then breathe into that whole left side. And then keeping this nice and long, walking it through center. Make your way all the way to the left this time. Right palm stacks over top the left. Breathe into that right side. And then making your way back up to the center, we'll rise up onto all fours into more of an extended cat-cow, lengthening the belly here. And as you exhale, curl your tail under around for the spine. So inhale, belly lengthens, the heart will lift. Shoulders will come a little bit forward to the wrist. And then as you rock back, think of the tailbone drawing you back. And the next time you shift forward, we'll take this into a circle clockwise here, bringing weight into the right wrist, sinking the hips all the way back toward the heels. Like you're gonna take child pose and then you kind of change your mind. And then coming over to the left wrist. After you've gone through a couple circles in one direction, reverse that circle. And coming in the opposite direction, nice and easy. All the way back and around. And then go ahead and come back to all fours, readjust a bit as needed. You're gonna inhale the right arm up, open across your chest. Exhale, start to bend your elbow around. Inhale, peeling out, open the chest. Exhale, maybe come a little bit further. One more like that, so inhale, open the chest. We'll bring this one all the way through. So shoulder coming down to the mat, the ear will come toward the mat here, and then inch this left hand out long in front of you. Really press into the left hand. And then make sure you're not shifting the hips all the way over to the left. Can you bring some weight back into the right hip and the right knee? And then you can stay with that left hand pressing into the floor. Turn the palm up and open across the chest. Reaching that arm up toward the ceiling. One more breath. Nice and easy unwind here. We'll slide the hand underneath the shoulder. Find a little lift through your belly and we'll unwind that right arm. Open across the chest. Exhale, bring it back onto all fours. And this time reaching that left arm up. And start to bend the elbow around. Healing out here, open across the chest. Exhale, bending around. Maybe going a little deeper each time on this last one. Threading the needle here will bring it all the way through. Shoulder coming down to the mat, ear comes toward the mat here, and then inch this right hand out long in front of you, really pressing into the hand here. As you press into the hand, find that opening through the shoulder. Notice if you're leaning all the weight into that right hip, can you reach some weight back toward the left? And then staying here, floating this arm up toward the ceiling, open across the chest here. Use that to turn the chest up. One more breath. And then unwinding nice and easy. Take the hand back down, slide it back underneath of your shoulder here, and then find a little lift through the belly, unwind that left arm. Open across the chest, and we'll come back to all fours from here. Taking that right leg straight back behind you. Kind of lift the leg and try not to elevate through that right hip. And we'll tap the toes down here, really flexing the foot, and lift the leg back up. Finding this connection to the core, stay here, or go ahead and lengthen that left arm alongside here. Tapping down and rising up. Find that sense of hugging in toward the midline here. And on this last one, reach in and hold. Finding this length in both directions, head in line with the spine. Find a lift up out of that right wrist. Take a breath in. We'll take the hand down here, release the heel to the floor. Take this right arm up toward the ceiling, make a fist with that hand and take a little circle. And then circling the other way. Reaching up through the arm, take a breath in and circle it around toward the front wall, breathing into those right ribs. Releasing the hand down here, we'll take the left foot back to meet the right and come into a high plank or a push-up position, really pressing into the hands. Take a breath here, and as you exhale, draw your thighs back. Allow that to lift you up to downward dog and just pedaling in place, bending one knee as you reach and straighten that opposite heel towards your mat. Still warming up here, getting things moving. We'll lengthen the heels toward the floor and lift up through the sitting bones, really pressing into the hands, just moving toward the thighs. Shift forward and find that high plank once again, shoulders over the wrists, and then come forward to the tippy toes, lowering the knees here. See if you can hug your elbows in and with control, lower all the way onto your belly. Once you're here, activate the legs. Let them support a little lift to the chest. Just come into a baby cobra. Rest the forehead on the mat. Two more like that, elbows hugging in. Peel the chest away. Make sure legs are active. Tailbone is lengthening toward the floor. One more. Peel the chest away. And then from here, pressing back onto all fours. Realign a bit. And we'll take the left leg straight back. So flexing the foot here. Lift the leg so it's in line with the hip. And then see if you can drop the hip a bit. Allow that thigh to roll in. Tap the toes down. Keep reaching through the heel. And rising up. And tap the toes down. And rising up. Finding that lift through the belly. Go ahead and float the right arm up, tapping the toes, and rising up. Head in line with the spine here, gazing down toward the mat. Finding that engagement of the core, think of hugging everything in toward the midline. On this last one, reach in both directions. Take another breath in, and then releasing the hand, take your foot down to the floor. You might want to let that The toes swivel a bit. And then reaching this left arm toward the ceiling, make a fist, take a little circle. And circling the other way, so you're coming into like a side plank, but you're on the knee here. Take that arm alongside the ear and breathe into that whole side. Really activate the back leg. Take a breath in, we'll release the hand all the way down to the floor. And then from here, take that right leg back to meet the left. You're in that high plank. Draw the collarbones, press into the hands. Take a breath. As you exhale, let your thighs draw you back into downward dog and pedal in place once again. Bending one knee as you reach and straighten through that opposite leg. Still waking up here, warming up the backs of the legs. Lengthen the heels toward the floor. Lift up through the sitting bones, really pressing into the hands, just moving toward the thighs. Heel forward, find your plank position once again. And then come to tippy toes here, lowering the knees. See if you can hug your elbows in and control your descent all the way onto your belly. Nice. Once you're here, activate the legs. Peel the chest away. Head in line with the spine, so back of the neck is long. Rest the forehead on the mat. Wrap the elbows in. Engage the legs. Peel the chest away. One more like that. Tailbone lengthens toward the floor. Peel the chest away. A little back bend. This time, pressing back for all fours. We'll tuck the toes, lift the hips up and down. Pedal in place one more time. And this time, just allow that pedaling to become walking all the way to the top of your mat. If you need to, you can walk the hands in toward the feet as well. We'll meet up in a forward fold at the head of the mat. Allow the knees to bend enough so that the chest can just sort of collapse onto the thighs. The weight of the head is heavy. Shaking your head, yes. No, just releasing any tension you're holding on to with the upper body. And then from here, let any worries fall out of your head and onto the floor. We'll soften the knees a bit. You can bring your hands onto the thighs. If it feels comfortable for you, find that lift through the belly and roll it up to stand. Taking one vertebrae on top of another, roll your shoulders back to the top. I'm going to readjust my mat. And we'll take a moment just to stand right here in Tadasana. So finding that grounding down through the legs as you lengthen up through the crown of the head. Lift all 10 toes, spread your toes. Bring them down one at a time from those pinkies all the way to the big toes. And then taking the hands over the heart. Inhale, we'll take the arms all the way up. Exhale, hinge from your hips and fold forward. Long spine here, hands to shins or thighs. And then folding forward here, ground your feet, take the arms all the way up as you breathe in. And breathing out, Tadasana. Inhale, arms sweep. Hinging from your hips, a little bend in the knees as you fold forward. Long spine, hands to shins or thighs. And then folding forward, soften the knees here, hinge from your hips, rise all the way up to stand. And releasing the arms back down. Tadasana. Inhale here, taking the arms all the way up. This time, hinge from your hips, fold forward over the legs. We'll find a long spine here and take your right leg back, stepping into a lunge. Making sure this knee aligns over the ankle. And then stepping the left foot back to meet the right. Making your way into downward facing dog. Pedal in place. And then lengthening the heels toward the mat, lift up through the sitting bones. Lift the heels, peel forward into plank, shoulders over your wrists. Lower the knees down. See if you can hug your elbows in with control. Lower all the way onto your belly. Once you're here, slide the hands underneath the shoulders. Activate the legs, peel your chest away, cobra. And then drawing back through all fours, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and back, downward dog. Take a breath in. Exhale it out. And then as you inhale, step the right leg forward, come back to a lunge. Step the left foot to meet it, fold over. Soften the knees here, ground the feet, take the arms all the way up as you breathe in. And breathing out. Tadasana. Inhale, taking the arms up. Hinge from your hips here, fold all the way forward over the legs. Lengthening the belly, heart draws forward. We'll take the left leg out this time. And then really actively engage through this back leg. Lift the belly away from the thigh and step the right foot back to meet your left. Downward dog. Lift the heels here, peel forward and find your plank position. From here, you can come forward to tippy toes, lowering the knees. So you can hug the elbows in, head in line with the spine, lower all the way onto your belly. And then activate the legs, peel the chest away. From here, rising back for all fours. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, down dog. Take a breath. Exhale the right. Inhaling the left foot between the hands. And then step your right foot to meet your left, fold over the legs. From here, grounding the feet, take your arms all the way up as you breathe in. And breathing out. Tadasana. Inhale, arms sweep. Hinging from your hips or fold all the way forward over the legs. Long spine. We'll take the right leg back once again. And then light on the fingertips to really actively engage this back leg, heart drawing forward. From here, stepping that left foot back to meet your right. Downward dog. Lift the heels high, glide forward and find your plank, shoulders over the wrists. Aim the chest forward, lowering the knees. Lower all the way onto your belly from here. Activate the legs, maybe take a larger cobra. And then tucking the toes under, pressing into the hands. Draw your thighs up and back to down dog. Take a breath in. Exhale the breath. We'll inhale the right foot forward between the hands. And then from here, take the arms all the way up overhead and just rise into a high lunge. Settle into the hips a bit. Draw the inner thighs in like you're hugging a block between the thighs here. Deep breaths in and out. As you settle into the hips, find this reach and extension up for the arms. Soften the face a bit. We'll take another breath here. Take your hands all the way down. You're welcome to take a block to that left hand. Sweep your right arm up, open across your chest. And then making a fist of that hand, take a little circle. Circling the other way here. Grounding down to lift up. Lift through that right hand. Reach the right arm alongside the ear, and then we'll release the hands down here. You're welcome to grab a hold of blocks or from the fingertips, lift your chest. And then we'll lengthen over this front leg. So as you rebend the front knee, draw your heart forward. And as you exhale, lengthen all the way through that front leg. Come through two more. Opening up the fronts of the hips here and the backs of the legs. And on this last one, I'm going to lengthen over this front leg and hold. So maybe hopping the back foot in just a bit, ground and heel. Allow the face to soften here, relax your jaw a bit. Deep breaths in and out. Take another breath in. Exhale your breath. And then rebending this front knee, heart draws forward. Go ahead and nice and lightly step that left foot to meet the right. Fold over. Soften the knees here, rising all the way up as you breathe in. And breathing out. Tadasana. Inhale, taking the arms all the way up overhead. We'll hinge from the hips here, fold forward over the legs. Lengthening the belly, this time taking the left leg back. Lifting the belly away from that front thigh, heart draws forward, and then stepping the right foot back to meet your left. Downward facing dog. Lift the heels high, glide forward into a plank. Lowering the knees down, hug the elbows in. Lowering onto your belly with control. Once you're here, slide the hands underneath the shoulders, activate the legs, and peel the chest away. Maybe come to a larger cobra. Tucking the toes, pressing into the hands. Take the thighs up and back to downward dog. Take a breath. Exhale. And then as you inhale, taking that left foot forward, we'll float the arms all the way up as you feel steady. And come to a high lunge here. Soften the face. Let your gaze, your drishti at one still point. As you settle into the hips, find this reach up through the arms. Think of drawing the inner thighs toward the midline of it. Hugging in, take another breath. We'll take the hands all the way down. This time grounding that right palm. You can take a block here. Reaching the left arm up, open across your chest. Make a fist of that hand and take a little circle. Circling the other way. And then grounding down to lift up, circle that arm around towards the front wall. And we'll release the hands down either onto blocks on either side of that front foot or two fingertips. Lift your chest. As you exhale, lengthening all the way through this front leg. So as you rebound, the heart will draw forward. And as you exhale, lengthen the legs. So remember, if your hands don't easily reach the floor here using blocks, you can take them to the high height, the medium, or the low height. And on this last one, we'll hold. So maybe shortening your stance just a bit, hopping that back foot in a bit, and then soften your face and just fold over this front leg. Staying here for a couple of breaths. in. Exhaling the breath, we'll rebend the front knee, draw your heart forward, and just step the right foot to meet the left this time. Fold over the legs. Ground your feet here, take the arms all the way up as you breathe in. And breathing out. Tadasana. Inhale, taking the arms all the way up. Maybe trim your hips here, a little bend in the knees as you fold forward. And then we'll lengthen the belly, and from here, step back into a plank. So setting the shoulder blades onto your back, find that lift through the belly, and from here, drawing the thighs up and down. Come to down dog. We'll step the right leg forward, grounding down through the left heel. Take the arms all the way up overhead here into warrior one. And then as you bend into that right knee, see if you can anchor down through that left foot and find this reach and extension up to the arms, even if you have to bring the arms to a little bit of a V here. And grounding that back heel, maybe find some lift through the chest. We'll take another breath in. And then take an inhale as you exhale, open up to warrior two, so readjust your stance a bit here. Spread through the front toes, really start to sink into that front knee. And then see if you can find that extension through the arms from fingertip to fingertip. Settling in, relax your jaw. Breathing in and out, take another breath here. And we'll circle this back hand all the way down to the floor. Step your right foot back to meet your left, into downward dog. Take a breath or two here. As you're ready, stepping the left foot forward, ground the right heel, turning the back foot out. Reach the arms all the way up, warrior one. And then through the grounding of that heel, find some lift up for your chest. See if you can straighten through the elbows, even if you have to bring the arms to a V here. Relax your jaw a bit, breathe in. And then taking a breath in as you exhale, open up to warrior two. So lengthen the stance a bit. Start to bend into this front knee, just making sure this knee aligns over the ankle. To the hips a bit here. Send that gaze straight down that left index finger. Take another breath. And then on an inhale breath, take your back hand all the way down to the floor. Spinning off the back heel, step the left foot back to meet the right. Stay here in downward dog, or lower the knees. From here, sinking the hips toward the heels. Take a little breather in child's pose. If the forehead doesn't rest on the mat, try widening the knees a bit. So you can really allow the weight of the forehead to rest on the floor. Ready, making your way back up to downward facing dog if you took a rest in child's pose. And we'll take the right foot forward, spin the back heel down, take the arms all the way up, rise to warrior one. Through the sinking of that back heel, find a little lift and extension through the chest here. And then let's reach through the arms. We'll take a breath in as you exhale, open all the way out to warrior two. Readjust your stance, so either bringing that front foot forward a bit or the back leg back. And then really sink into this front knee. If we have shoulder issues or this feels like too much for the arms, enjoying the palms over the heart here. And from here, we'll lengthen all the way through that front leg. Draw the right hip under here, lengthening through the right side waist. Taking that hand to the shin. Take this top arm up toward the ceiling. We'll come to Trikonasana, or triangle pose. Think of the lower ribs rolling under here to turn the chest up. Energize the legs. If this feels like too much on the neck to look up toward this hand, looking straight ahead, or maybe turning the gaze down for that front big toe. A little more challenge, releasing this bottom hand away from the shin. And then press down to rise up. We'll bring the feet here so they're parallel. Turning to face the side wall, lift your chest, a little bit of a back bend. And then hinging from your hips, fold all the way forward. You're welcome to take a block here for the hands. And then check out your feet. Make sure they're parallel to one another. Lengthen the belly a bit as you exhale. Fold forward into a wide-legged forward fold. You're welcome to take a bend in the knees. Toes either pointing straight ahead or slightly turned in. Deep breaths in and out here. Another breath in. We'll lengthen the belly. Start to walk our hands around toward this front foot. Spin off the back heel if you need to. Giving some padding to this back knee. Lower the back knee all the way down. Start to sink the hips here. Take your time. Give your hips a moment to sink and then find this lift of the chest. You can bring the hands onto the front thigh here. Keeping the hands on the front thigh or sweep the arms all the way up. We'll come into Anjaneyasana. A little bit of a back bend to your lips, and then release the hands all the way down. Taking a hold of your blocks here, we're just going to lengthen over this front leg. Draw your hips back, and then rebend the front knee. So remember, you can take the blocks to the higher height as needed. Lengthening this leg, and then rebend. Move for that 2 more times. So opening up the fronts of the hips and the backs of the legs. And this last one, we'll lengthen through that front leg and hold. Bring the hips so they line up underneath of the knee. Lengthen the belly here and then folding forward over this front leg. So you can keep the blocks on the high, the medium, or the low height. We're bringing hands to the floor. Anjaneyasana, deep breaths in and out. And then slowly rebending this front knee. Reach on your palms together over the heart, aim your chest forward, and from here, we're just going to take a twist out to the right. Now you're welcome to keep this back knee on the floor or tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee away from your mat. For a little more challenge, really actively engage that back leg, and then you're welcome to extend the arms from here. And then if you lifted the back knee away, go ahead and lower it back down. We'll unwind the spine. Bring hands back to the blocks here or the floor on either side of that front foot. Tuck your back toes under, lift through your belly, and just step this left foot to meet your right. Go ahead and toe heel the feet apart just a bit, and you can take a hold of opposite elbows here, or you can grab a yogi toe lock if it's available to you. You're also welcome to use your blocks. So lifting the chest as you exhale, just folding forward over the legs. Soften your face a bit here. And take a little bend in the knees, releasing the chest onto the thighs here. Head is heavy. Another breath in. We're going to draw the chest away from the thighs, step back to that plank, and draw the thighs up and back to down dog. This time, taking the left foot forward, ground the back heel, take the arms all the way up overhead. Coming into warrior one. See if you can sink the outer edge of that back foot all the way down to the floor. As you do, find some lift through your chest. And then maybe you're able to extend all the way through the arms and keep the hands a little wide. Finding this lift of the chest. A little back bend here if you'd like, take a breath. We'll open out to warrior two. Readjust your seat so that as you bend into this front knee, the knee is not coming forward to the toes here. Bringing that knee more or less over the ankle, front thigh more or less parallel to the floor. And then finding this extension from the arms through the arms from fingertip to fingertip. Or you can bring your hands over your heart here. Breathe. Settling in, relax your jaw. Soften the face of it here. We'll lengthen all the way through this front leg. the left hip under this time, lengthening through that left sideways. Take the hand to the shin, lift the top arm high. Trikonasana or triangle pose. And again, if this is too much to take the knees up toward that hand, looking straight ahead, or maybe try shifting your knees down toward that front big toe. And then maybe for a little more challenge, release the hand away from the shin. Find a little more activity through the legs. And then like somebody's got you at the wrist, pulling you out, press down to rise up. Bring those left toes forward so they're parallel to the right. Lengthen the belly here. Hinging from your hips, we'll hold all the way forward. Coming back into a wide-legged forward fold. You're welcome to grab a block here as needed. Block to the hands, or you can bring it up underneath the crown of the head. And bring the hands onto the floor. And then think of shifting your weight forward a bit so the hips come over the heels, deepening the stretch and opening through this whole back body. We're welcome to take a little bend in the knees as needed. Breathing into this. And from here, go ahead and walk the hands out, lengthen the belly, and we'll walk the hands around. So you're welcome to grab that blanket here and pad the back knee as needed. You grab blocks of the hands. We'll start to sink, so settling into the hips. Give it a moment. And as you're ready, bringing your hands onto this front thigh. Find this lift of the chest. Stay here with the hands on the front thigh, or sweep the arms all the way up. Anjali-asana, maybe coming into a little back bend here. Look for a lift. And we'll circle the arms down and around. Grab your blocks here and lengthen the front leg. Remember, you can always take the blocks up to the higher height. And then rebend the front knee, heart draws forward. Lengthen through that front leg and draw your hips back. And then just move through that a couple more times. So opening up the fronts of the hips, the backs of the legs here, relaxing your jaw a bit. On this last one, we'll lengthen through the leg. Maybe toe heel the front foot forward a bit, and then maybe those left toes leave the mat clefts a bit. Lengthening through your belly, fold over. Relax the back of the neck here. Breathe. This can be quite a stretch of the hamstrings, so using glass as needed and just breathing into this. One more round of breath. We're going to rebend the front knee. Draw your heart forward. Back it up a little bit, so press into that left foot, take the hands over the heart, and then as you come back into this twist, you can put the elbow to the outside of the knee. You're welcome to keep this back knee on the floor, or you can tuck the back toes under and lift the back knee away for a little more challenge. And then see if you can actively engage that back leg. You can stay here, or maybe the arms extend. And then if you lifted the back knee, slow lower, we'll unwind. Come back to that start position, tuck your back toes under, low bend, and step your right foot to meet your left. Toe heel the feet a bit apart. Opposite elbows here, you can grab a yogi toe, hands to the blocks. Hold. Soften the face here. Don't worry about straightening the knees all the way. In fact, if you have a lot of tightness of the hamstrings, actually do the opposite. It might seem counterintuitive, but take a deeper bend in the knees. Release the chest over the thighs. And just allow the weight of the head to hang. And then we're going to soften the knees from here and roll it up to stand. So hands can come to the thighs for support. Actively press the feet into the floor, but keep that bend in the knees to help protect the low back. Roll your shoulders back at the top for a top. We'll toe heel the feet in just a bit. Take a moment just to stand in Tadasana. And then spreading through the toes of that right foot. This is a time to maybe come near a wall as needed. You bring that right hand to the wall. Left foot up, so your choice. You can bring the foot to your heel, just like so. You can slide it up to the calf, or you can bring it to the inner thigh. And then maybe work on releasing that right hand away from the wall and joining the palms of the heart. And then actively press that foot into the calf of the thigh. If it's elevated, and think of pressing the calf of the thigh back into the foot. You can keep the hands over the heart, or a little more challenge, maybe extending those arms. And maybe for a final challenge, lifting your gaze up toward the hands, maybe not. When you're ready to come back down, go ahead and unwind. Release that foot back down to the floor. Take a moment just to stand on 2 feet. And then if you like, you might want to turn around, use the wall on the other side. So that foot can either come to the heel, you can come up to the calf. So the foot is maybe on the floor, or you can come all the way to that inner thigh. If you have the hand on the wall, try not to lean into the wall. Just like lightly on the wall. Maybe fingertips. Really energize that standing leg. You can bring just one hand over the heart and keep this hand on the wall, or you can bring this hand away from the wall. As you feel steady, staying here or floating the arms up, and then you can take your gaze at one still point. You're feeling confident, maybe lifting your gaze toward the hands, seeing how that changes your balance. And when you're ready to come back down, just go through those steps once again. Releasing the foot here, bringing that foot to meet the other foot. Take a moment just to stand in Tadasana. Nice. And we're going to come down to the floor, so inhaling the arms all the way up. Hinge from your hips a little bit in the knees. This time lengthening through the belly, we'll step back with the right foot. Bring your left foot to meet it, knee into the plank, and then lowering the knees down and lower all the way onto the belly. Turn your gaze over that right shoulder, let the heels fall apart. Do the hips here. Bring the chin to the top of the mat. Opening the arms out, roll your chest and shoulders open. We're going to come to Shalabhasana. Keep the back of the neck long here. Rise. Feel the chest, the thighs away, toes reaching toward that wall behind you. Lift up a little higher and then slowly fold back down. Look over that left shoulder this time. Shimmy the hips here, side to side. Letting go of any tension you gain from your back. Taking rest. And then bringing that chin to the top of the mat once again, rising up. Heel the chest and shoulders away. Roll the chest and shoulders open. Lift the thighs away from that. Lengthening the toes toward the wall behind you. One more breath here. Lift a little higher if you're able. And then as you lower, just taking rest, letting go. Shimmy the hips side to side. You can bring your heels to fall apart. The big toes to come toward one another. We'll come into one more when you're ready. Bring that chin back to the top of the mat. Heel the chest and shoulders away. Lift the chest. Find the stretch of the chest. Lift a little higher if you're able. And just lower down. Let it go. Here, shimmy the hips side to side. Rest. Send that ear into the mat. Get that stretch of the head and neck. And we'll slide the hands underneath the shoulders here. Pressing up and folding back into a little wider than usual child's pose. Bring the knees wide, rest the forehead. And you can stay here and just kind of take a little sway side to side. Swaying the hips. Relaxing the forehead. Nice little massage. And as you're ready, we'll come on up and swing the legs around here, coming onto your back. Take the right ankle to the left knee. Keep a block handy if you like. We're going to come into a figure 4 stretch. So staying here, you can even take the block underneath the foot. You can take the hands back behind the thigh if that's comfortable for you. Flex the feet a bit, allow the toes to draw back and just breathe into the stretch. Try not to tense up the head, neck, and shoulders here. Deep breaths in and out. Take another breath here. And then go ahead and lengthen that leg long. Scoot your hips a bit to the right. Drop your knee across the body, like we did at the beginning of class. You're welcome to bring some support underneath that knee. Go over your right shoulder, let the weight of that right shoulder just release into the mat. Twisting out here, take another breath in. And then just unwind, bend that knee in, and take the left ankle to the right knee this time. So staying with this foot on the floor, You can lift the foot, maybe take a walk underneath, or slide the heels back behind this right thigh. Flex the feet a bit, draw your toes back, breathe into the stretch. Try not to tense up the upper body. A couple more rounds of breath here, nice and easy. And then we're just going to come into Shavasana from here. So if you didn't twist out on that side, I think we lost connection for a minute. Take your twist. And then as you're ready, lengthening the legs one at a time, long onto your mat. Bring the arms at your sides a little bit away from the body here. The palms will come to the face up. You're welcome to take your blanket and roll it and bring it for support underneath your knees. And then coming back into Shavasana. Lying back here, allow the arms to release at your sides. Close the eyes and settle in. Starting to deepen the breath. And here, bringing some movement back to the body. Maybe wiggling your fingers, wiggling the toes. When you're ready, taking those arms up overhead and just taking a final stretch. Bring your fingers all the way down to your toes. Taking a deep breath in. As you exhale, bending the knees in one at a time. Just making your way onto your side. And pause for just a moment, soaking in all the effects of your practice. And then taking your time, allowing the head to be the last to come up, making your way back up to a seat, nice and easy. And we'll come back to where we started. Joining the hands over the heart. Coming back to your intention. And from here, closing class with the sound of one.